Good morning.
Today I'm going to talk to you about how to make money on a hobby selling koi. The first mention of the carp was dated 500 BC when King Shokohara gave Confucius a koi for the birth of his son. The Merriam-Webster Dictionary describes the Japanese carp as a koi for large size, variety of color, and bred especially in Japan. Now, imagine sitting by your pond, watching your fish grow and change colors right before your very eyes, and then realize exactly how much money can be made selling koi. My husband works for a man named Tom, who owns dolphin pumps. According to my friend Melissa Mosley, who's managed dolphin pumps for 8 years, Tom started buying koi in 2003. He has spent well over thousands having these fish shipped from overseas and now has well over 100. My husband started selling koi for him out at the flea market, and we did quite well. After he saw our interest in wanting to sell koi, he then gave us a few to start our own, and now we are raising them on our own and hoping to sell them by the end of the year. Koi are very beautiful fish, and they can bring in a lot of money for your family and easily maintained. Today, I will tell you where koi originated, how to raise koi, including setting up their ponds. Then we will talk about breeding koi when you're ready to sell. I will tell you how to reach your customers and where to reach your customers. According to, in his book Koi, Living Jewels of the Orient, Hickley Ness wrote, koi showed up in Niigata, Japan via China around 2,000 years ago. The Japanese claim the first mutation was around the 1830s, which was a red and white koi. By the 1840s, the Japanese were breeding these koi as a hobby and named them koi, which is Japanese for carp. Today, they're held in such high esteem, they're known as the national fish of Japan. This is the 2012 All Japan Koi Show Grand Champion, which competitions are held yearly in Japan to see who has the best looking fish.
His name is Bob.
From the first discovery of the carp to today, popularity has grown tremendously. According to a 2005 Census of Agriculture, there were 193 farms in the United States, brought in $6.6 million. 24 of those were in Florida alone and have grossed right around $600,000. Koi are not only beautiful to look at, but they love to be hand-fed. Will even suck on your fingers. Don't worry, they don't have teeth, so they won't hurt you. The decision to raise koi should not be taken lightly. There are many factors that need to be looked into. Together, we'll answer these questions. How much does it cost to raise koi? How much time do you need to care for your koi? Where are you going to keep them? And how do you select your fish? Let's talk about money. The majority of the money spent on koi are through the pond and the fish themselves. After that, it's only the food, which is about $7 to $14 a week, depending on how many koi you actually have in your pond. Second, do I have time to care for my fish? Koi need to be fed 2 to 3 times a day during the winter and 3 to 4 during the summer as the water temperature rises. Then you need to change the filter at least every other day, so make sure you have an extra on hand. Third, let's talk about habitat. Depending on the habitat you want is where you're going to spend the most of your money. You can go elaborate, as this picture taken at Pensacola Seed and Garden, or you can just have a pool set up in your backyard. Either way, it just depends on the money you want to spend. Now, we need to talk about selecting your fish. This process takes time and research to make sure you're getting the right fish that you want. So, there's 3 things we need to consider before buying: type, size, and color. Let's talk about type. These are just a few of the variety of koi that they have in Japan. There are many more varieties out there. Second, let's talk about size. Depending on how much money you want to spend, if you want them grown or if you want to watch them grow, then that's kind of where you need to think about on size. Prices can range $7 for the little ones, all the way into the thousands for the big ones. Third thing is color. As you see, koi come in a variety of colors. There's orange, blue, red, black, yellow, or you can get a combo. Once you've picked your fish, you have your habitat set, then it's time to think about breeding them. Breeding is fun to watch and very, very exciting, but can be very harmful to your fish. When the female decides it's time to release her eggs, the males smell it and decide to start headbutting the females. Until she releases her eggs, they will headbutt her, so the female sustains quite a bit of damage. According to Bartlett's Koi for Dummies,
Where's the
breeding
video?
has some negative points. One of the negative points on breeding is just two fish will produce thousands of babies. So not only do you need to call them, which we'll discuss here later, but many of them will die. So when breeding's done, spawning's occurred, then you kind of need to have your nursery set up about a month before that. You can set up an elaborate one, kind of like this, or you can set up a simple pool tank. It really doesn't matter. It just kind of depends on the space you have. Once they fertilized, you put them in here, and you'll end up with thousands of baby koi, which we also call fry. Many people don't decide to do this and end up losing a lot of their fish to koi are known to eat their eggs. Let's talk about culling. Culling, according to Bartlett's Koi for Dummies, means to euthanize unwanted or damaged fish or find them a home. You need to cull your fish once a month for the first 3 months. I know it sounds cruel, but of course breeders are looking for the most beautiful fish. Now, we need to talk about selling fish. Before your fish are ready to sell, you need to do your research. You need to find out where to sell them and who wants to buy them. My husband and I went to the flea market. That's where we made our money. We ended up having many contacts. We had regulars. And most people are looking for your varieties. They want type, they want size, they want color. And you know, of course, price is a huge thing, especially at the flea market. So, once you have your price set and everything's ready to go, do not make the mistake of selling your fish for too little. Research. I went on eBay, other koi sites, and I found some beautiful fish with high prices. You'd be surprised at how much you could sell your koi for. This is just one of the fish my husband and I want, and as you can see, it's $300, and he's only 10 inches long. And that's just one of them. As you can see, there is definitely money to be made out of selling your koi. If you have the patience, you can wait for the breeding and raise your koi, then all you gotta do is wait for the money to come into your pockets. Just remember, raising and selling koi, it's not for everyone, but for the ones who do it, find it very fulfilling hobby. Playing with your fish and watching them grow and change colors can be so exciting. Once your habitat is picked out and you have your favorites, then just sit back, watch them grow, and move on to putting more money into your pockets. Food for thought. Not only is the koi famous in history, but the most expensive koi sold for $2.2 million, and the oldest known koi was 230 years old.